Alright then guys, welcome back to Revmasters, where today we've got a few more mods to start going on Cece. She is again in the British Motor Show this year, and we've got a few more mods to try and get on her before the show. Today we're going to be putting a new front splitter on the car. It is a Maxton design one. We did have one on it before, but due to me being a massive idiot, I didn't screw it on properly, and as a result it kind of fell apart on the motorway. But I'm not making that mistake again, so I've got a new one indoors. I'm going to bring the old one out to help me line everything up on it, and we're going to get it fitted. So a quick disclaimer guys before we go any further: if all you want to see is the splitter going on, I will leave a timestamp in the description. But I just want to give a quick explanation as to why we haven't really put any videos up for quite a long time, barring the Goodwood one that we recently did. Sam and I unfortunately both got thrust into some unfortunate situations that pretty much didn't allow us to film at all. I won't go into the details, but that's basically the gist of it. Sam is unfortunately unable to appear in as many videos at the moment, but we are hoping to change that further down the line. Also, since the last video was put up, again minus the Goodwood one, there have been some more mods done to the car. I know I did make it my goal to video every mod that went on the car, but due to these situations I wasn't really able to, sadly. But the first of these mods was a new exhaust system. The old one that was on the car, basically the back box had split and was all corroded and rusted away and was essentially hanging on by a thread. So I had to get a new exhaust system pretty rapidly, and given that I needed this quick and have never fitted an exhaust system myself before, I did have help from a technician at work who did it in the workshop, helped me with that. Unfortunately, work didn't allow me to film this, so I couldn't make a video on it, but the car now has a full HKS high power 409 stainless steel exhaust system, which sounds epic, especially when you hit VTEC. Also, it's got a Maxton splitter kit all around, apart from the front one, which is obviously what this video is about. We actually put this on 2 days before the British Motor Show last year. We were in a rush to get the car done. I'd had the splitter kit lying around for a while, and we thought we just need to get this on ASAP. Same with the rocker cover. That's now been painted again about 2 days before the British Motor Show last year. So that again wasn't filmed because we were in a rush. The other mod is just before Christmas, well, actually right around the time Sam got thrust into his unfortunate situation, we fitted a carbon fibre bonnet. Yes, the Civic now has a carbon fibre bonnet, courtesy of Tegua, and the reason it looks a bit different to the other ones is I got bored one day and decided to paint the vents red. So that's the mods that have been done since the last video, but now on with the front splitter. So this is the one that was on the car, and as you can see, probably, it's all a little bit ruined. Essentially what I had done is I hadn't taken the time to screw it in at the bottom properly, and because I was in a rush, and one day on the motorway I heard some rattling under the car, and I thought, what could that be? And then it happened a few more times. So I pulled over at a service station, took a look, and it turned out the rattling was the screws falling out and the front splitter basically tearing itself to pieces. So I'm not going to make that mistake a second time. We're going to fit it properly this time. Alright then guys, so first step of getting this splitter on is we've got to drill the holes for the screws. Now you can see on various parts of the splitter there are these little indents where you drill the holes. However, luckily I have the holes pre-drilled for me on the old one. So all I've got to do is put this on top of the new one, line it up perfectly, and it will be easier for me to drill the holes this time. All you need for this is a 6mm drill bit and you're good to go. Okay, so now that the holes are nicely and drilled, it's time for the next step, which is putting on the red strip of tape along the front. But when I reordered this, it appears Maxton don't actually ship these with the coloured tape anymore. Seems like you have to buy it yourself. Luckily, I still have some leftovers from when I did this the last time, and I bought myself some spare in case I ever had to redo it. I think I bought the spare from Halfords, but yeah, we're going to go inside and get that on before we actually fit this thing to the car. I'm not going to film this bit because I'm going to be doing it inside. My house is an absolute tip and it's absolutely tedious to put it on. So I will reconvene with you guys once the red strip's on. Okay, so with the splitter done, it's time to jack the front of the car up, get the bottom of that front bumper off and get the splitter fitted. Okay, so now we've got the car jacked up, it's real simple to get this bottom half of the front bumper off. We just need a 10mm socket, obviously, and a Phillips screwdriver, because along the front under here there are 4 10mm bolts, and just inside at the front of the wheel arches there are 2 Phillips screws either side. So let's get it off. And just like that, it comes free. Now I'm actually going to go and get this thing a bit more cleaned up so it's got a smoother surface for when we put the splitter on, because it's pretty grimy, especially along here. So yeah, let's go clean. Okay then guys, so the underside of the bumper is clean, ready for the splitter to finally be put on. This is the best part. Okay guys, update, Ash here. It turns out we actually had to take the entirety of the front bumper off, because where the splitter screws in there, you can't just do it from underneath the car. You've got to take the front bumper off because it goes through there. So the bumper's easy enough to take off. There's a little 8mm bolt under here which screws in basically under there, under the wheel arch. You undo all the clips along the slam panel and then it essentially just pulls away. So we're going to go ahead and screw this thing underneath there and then we can actually put it on, finally. Okay guys, so after a lot of admittedly quite frustrating fiddling about with all the little screws going along there and trying to get my hand into very small spaces to do them up properly, the splitter is finally on properly, which means this time we actually can fit it back to the car. Yes. Alright then guys, so the front splitter is finally on. It was much more of a pain than I initially thought. Some bits pretty tricky to get your hands in to get the nuts and the bolts on, but we got there in the end. Really happy with how it's turned out, and I'm glad I finally managed to replace the one that broke because of me. I just think it really helps sort of improve the front of the car. It just adds to the styling of it. It's subtle, but at the same time noticeable. Really happy with how it's turned out. So thanks for watching the video guys, hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and a comment if you did, and stay tuned because there is an even bigger mod on the way for CC coming very soon. So take care guys, don't forget to hit the red line to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.